What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and welcome back to another very special Marvel trailer breakdown and reaction. And today, yesterday, excuse me, but today I'm breaking it down. But last night they released the Punisher special presentation, One Last Kill, the official trailer for it. And it's only about 1 minute and 40 seconds. But when I first watched this yesterday, it gave me straight chill bumps, you know, and it doesn't show us a whole lot about what's it gonna be about, but damn, does our boy Frank look good. And I think like Jon Bernthal wrote and produced this, and he's starring as Punisher in this, so Bernthal's very close to this, so it feels really authentically Punisher. And like, it looks violent, so like, props to Marvel as well. But just a couple days ago they released this little clip of like a teaser for this special presentation, but it was like a teaser preparing for this trailer to come out. And also the teaser was a part of this bigger like Disney Plus trailer where they revealed some stuff about Daredevil Born Again season 2 that is huge spoilers that we haven't seen yet. So like, if you want to avoid Daredevil Born Again season 2 spoilers, don't go on Twitter and look for this trailer. But the little portion with the Punisher in it I have here.
And don't miss the Punisher special presentation, coming May 12th, only on Disney Plus.
So, May 12th, we're going to be getting the Punisher special presentation, and you can see Frank there. He's walking out in front of Genicki's? G-N-I-C-C-C-I restaurant? I don't know, but maybe that's a restaurant from like his Punisher show Netflix series. But yeah, they show us the Punisher logo, and he's got a full beard again, right? So he's bearded, he's got full hair again for this presentation. But in the Spider-Man trailer he's clean shaved again, so who knows, maybe by the end of this trailer he has a date with Karen and then he shaves up for her again. I don't know. But this little poster looks pretty badass, and looks like it's just a shot from him walking on the street with a baseball bat, big thick beard, hair, and yeah, covered in blood. Like, dude, Jon Bernthal might just be the Punisher, who knows. But let's jump on into this trailer and see what we notice.
Hey Frank. How you doing, brother? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Oh no! Don't have his kids whisper, "Get him, Daddy!" His daughter. Right? Like, in season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, he goes, "I hear my son telling me, get him, Daddy!" But now it's his daughter whispering in his ear, "Get him, Daddy!" And he's just like, "Ooh!" Fucking, oh God. Oh, the Punisher roar. Oh God. If you hear Jon Bernthal's Punisher go, "Ooh!" something bad is about to happen. Oh, goodness gracious. But what a little opening to that trailer. We open on a shot of just like a sad little Bernthal, big hairy, bearded, full hair Bernthal. I've never seen hair so black either. Like, look, I got pretty thick hair. Maybe the top of my head looks a little black, but you can see some browns in the beard. This man, I don't know how he has jet black hair and beard. That's just pure testosterone oozing out of this man. But either way, he's like talking to himself, but we do see shots of Brooklyn Bridge, so he's in New York, and it seems like he's in an apartment by himself, sitting on a milk crate, having this little canned dinner, and like it's a fallout shelter in the middle of the room. And it seems like he's got maybe some old ghosts in his head, which is weird because aren't there supposed to be some ghosts in the characters' heads in Daredevil Born Again season 2? So maybe from that idea is how we end up with this special presentation with Frank seeing people in his head, as we see, somebody asking him like, "Hey Frank, how you doing, man?" And Frank sees somebody across the hall bust into this woman's apartment and looks like they shoot somebody with a shotgun at point blank range. Like, Jesus Christ. But written and executive producer Jon Bernthal, as we see a character, I don't remember the poor guy's name, but this black guy here was like a counselor, but he was also like a former vet that I think served with Frank. Or maybe Frank just knew him through like counseling or something, but I think he served with him. But either way, he was like helping Frank in the Punisher Netflix series. So really cool that like even Marvel making Netflix Daredevil canon and Defenders, now bringing this guy into the special presentation in the MCU. Now the Punisher Netflix series is Marvel canon now, because now this guy's in Frank's head being like, how you doing, man? And like we see Frank looking at him, but also like he's not there, so Frank's like seeing this ghost in his head. Oh, but he also had help writing, and the director of this was Ronaldo Marcus Green, but we also see him at a grave for Lisa Barbara, which has to be what, his little daughter there that we see at the end of this trip being like, get him, daddy. Oh, wow. What a, and that's only like the first 30 seconds. Let's jump into the rest of this trailer. Oh.
Think God's gonna forgive us for the things we've done? I'm not sure about me. But you? You ain't got a fucking chance.
This May. Ooh, fucking, oh God, it lives in me like a King Kong gorilla, freaking fucking Punisher. Oh my goodness. But his little buddy there is asking him, you think God will forgive us for what we've done? And he laughs, he goes, you? Definitely not! As we see somebody like pouring gasoline under his door, but also we see a little girl at the beginning of that clip, so maybe this is going to be somebody that he like sees his daughter in, and he has to protect this little girl. She seems very innocent, so maybe Frank's just like protecting the innocent these days, I don't know. But yeah, an exclusive special presentation as we see Frank with a big old gun, as he has like a murder wall hung up behind him, and maybe this is a good. We don't really get a really good shot of it, but you know, clearly Frank is after somebody and he has one last kill that he needs to get done. So maybe he's like tracking down the rest of the ABTF and wiping them out. And his buddies there is like, you think God's gonna forgive us? Me? I don't know, but you ain't got a fucking chance. And he starts laughing at him as we see gasoline get poured under his door and kind of soak his feet. So maybe these guys, you know, went across the hall and killed that poor innocent lady across the hall, thinking that this was Frank's apartment, but really Frank was across the hall, and then they just pour gasoline under the door and they're like, fuck it, we're not gonna mess with the Punisher, we're just gonna burn him out. And it looks like, you know, maybe this is in his head, but it looks like, you know, the place starts to catch on fire and Frank's legs start to catch on fire and he screams freaking, oh! And then he runs and jumps through the door, and then it says, this May. But I love how each of the little title cards and like the words in this trailer, like this May, are covered in fire. So like the same way Frank's covered in fire, maybe he's gonna be leaving a trail of fire in his wake everywhere he goes in this special presentation. But man, it looks violent so far, but let's check out this final portion of the trailer.
That's all you got? That's all you got? That's all you got? That's all you got?
Ooh, just the ending of that, like absolute chill bumps. Oh, my hairs on my arms are standing up like, wow. Like, and it's like, you know, this May, to find peace, he will lose it. And like, we see him losing it and slamming people with guns and throwing people off of buildings. Like, this is nuts trailer. But just in the beginning of that last little clip there, we see guys on four-wheelers riding through the city. It looks like police cars are burning, so maybe New York is even more at martial law than at the end of season 1 of the Netflix Daredevil. So maybe at the end of season 2 of the Netflix Daredevil, maybe they're fully taking back New York and the citizens are fighting against Fisk's in the task force, and it's chaos in the streets. Maybe, you know, that's what at least it looks like in the background. But yeah, to find peace, and then it looks like maybe he's on like the inside of a clock or something, wheel or something, I don't know. But then we see Frank out in the street as this little girl goes, "Daddy!" Which I don't think it's his daddy, but you know, this guy maybe is kidnapping this girl, and Frank has a bat chasing after her, and he's like, "He will lose it. Don't you dare take my daughter." Even though it's not his daughter, he's like, "Give me back my daughter." Oh, you know, like, fucking don't you mess with Bernthal, he'll fuck you up. As we see him fucking up a bunch of guys on a roof, a guy literally gets tossed over the balcony and looks like he falls a long way. You know, and then we see him walking between some buses, but then we see a shot of him maybe already in his full tactical Punisher gear and maybe talking to somebody in a hood. So maybe somebody else will be in this Punisher special presentation. That would be cool. But then we see Frank, you know, maybe he's asking himself, "Is that all you got? Is that all you got?" You know? Or maybe he's asking his opponents, like he's really losing it and he's killing these guys. And he's like, "Come on, give me a real fight." Ah, you know, and he jumps through a glass door. We see two hands that are like bloody touching each other. So maybe this is Frank and that little girl. He's like, "I'm sorry for everything." But then it looks like Frank gets yeeted off the side of a building. But as he's falling, he gets a shot off. And then we see blood splatter on a horse at a merry-go-round. So maybe we'll be revisiting the events of his family's murder from the Netflix Punisher show, and even talked about in the season 2 of Daredevil's Netflix show. But yeah, then we see this woman covered in blood, which we don't really know who she is. I don't recognize her, but she has a little cross on her neck, and she's like, you know, got this white jacket over her shoulders, and her face is covered in blood. So interesting. She seems to be in the back of a car somewhere, so maybe Punisher just killed her husband or something. I don't know. But then we see Punisher screaming. And then we see him taking out some guys in like this little diner, and then that little girl gets reunited with her dad and mom. And Frank's like looking at her like, you know, this little girl gets to hug her family, and he's like, "I miss my babies. Ah, oh." Fucking too funny. But yeah, Frank's covered in blood, and then we get the closing shots of him walking out on the street with the Punisher vest on, and he pulls a knife out of the vest, and then he, the Punisher, one last kill, all dressed in fire, and the special presentation is streaming May 12th, so we're about 5 weeks out from that, and yeah, finishes by shooting us in the face. Hell yeah, Frank Castle. Marvel Television, Brad Winderbaum, friggin' Kevin Feige production, of course, executive producer John Bernthal, written by John Bernthal, directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green. This seems like it's going to be awesome. I love how much involvement Punisher has in this, and I love how good he looks. And even this like fan-made poster of like the Punisher One Last Kill looks really good too. But even the one that they put out, Marvel Studios, I love how like the logo is real tiny, and it's just like this black and white image almost of Frank just covered in blood, but he's in just like a hoodie and jeans, and he's got that bat in his hand, and he's ready to do work. I would like you to comment below your best Punisher scream. Like I don't know how you would write out the word, but I would like you to comment below your best Punisher scream, or you could send them to me on my other social medias. Links for those down in the description below. I hope you guys are excited for the Punisher special presentation. It looks really good. This trailer got me even more hyped than I already was, just from the little information we knew about this. It looks pretty damn good, but also like, where is Frank? Like, we really don't know. It looks like he's in New York, but like, he broke out at the end of Daredevil Born Again season 1 from that cell that Fisk had him in, and he's been on the run ever since. I don't know. Like, and it doesn't make sense to me that he doesn't show up in Netflix Daredevil season 2, but maybe this special presentation explains why he hasn't been around, you know? But we got 4 more weeks of Daredevil Born Again season 2 dropping, the episodes each week, and if you guys want to go check out breakdowns for that, currently up on the channel already, so go check those out, support the channel, watch those other videos. like the other videos, subscribe if you haven't. Those are all great ways to help the channel. And if you guys don't want to miss future Punisher special presentation content or future Punisher conversations, make sure you guys hit that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notification when that comes out. Once again, my name's Big Camp. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this far into the video. And if you made it this far and you would like to support the channel, the best way of doing that is liking this video, commenting down below, subscribing if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that bell. And I will see you gorgeous folks in the next video. Peace.